Alright, this is a video over transformations. We're going to do a few examples. First, we're looking at reflections. Okay, remember a reflection is a flip. Okay, the first one we're going to look at is when you have a negative on the outside of your function, like out in front. So negative f of x. F of x can be any of the parent functions. Okay, that negative outside or in front is going to flip your graph over the x-axis. Okay, so we're looking here at y equals square root of x. This is the parent function. So if we flip this over the x-axis, we reflect all of these points over the x-axis. So at x is 1, it was up 1, so instead we go down 1. Up 2, we go down 2. Up 3, go down 3. Okay, your origin won't change because 0, 0 is already on the axis, so you can't flip over it. So this would be the graph of y equals negative square root of x. Notice that negative is on the outside or out front. All right. The other type of reflection happens when you have the negative in your function. Okay. So in, okay, and that's also a flip, but this time it's over the y-axis. So here we're using the same parent function, but now we're flipping over the y, so we reflect the y values. So 1 becomes negative 1, okay, 4 becomes negative 4, and 9 becomes negative 9. These are your x values that we're flipping over the y-axis, I should say. So that is y equals square root of negative x. Notice the negative is on the inside. All right, next up is translations. Okay, translation is a slide. We're actually going to look at 4 translations. Here, the first ones we're going to look at are translations up and down. Okay, so vertical translations happen when you are adding or subtracting on the outside. So you have your function and then you add a constant, or you have your function and you subtract a constant. Okay, so adding the constant is going to move your graph up that many units, and subtracting will move it down. Okay, these are also called vertical shifts. Okay, so you won't always hear it as a translation. You may hear shift. So it is shifting your graph up or down. Okay, so this first one, let's plug in a constant. Let's just use 3. It's going to slide or shift each of the points of your graph up 3 units. Okay, so here would be y equals square root of x plus 3. Notice the plus 3 is not under the radical sign. Okay, it's not on the inside of the function, it's on the outside. Okay, you have a constant added on the outside. Okay, same thing, let's do minus 3. It's going to shift all of your values down 3. So here you have the graph y equals square root of x minus 3 on the outside. All right, the other 2 translations are your horizontal slides. Okay, and so they could be called horizontal shifts. Left an eye out. And in your equation, that's happening in your function. So instead of closing this parenthesis and then putting a plus c, okay, your constant is being added on the inside, okay, or subtracted on the inside. Okay, now this one's a little trickier because it's not exactly what you think. You would think, well, this is going to slide it. We know it's horizontal because I just told you this will slide it to the right and this will slide it to the left because you go positive to the right, negative to the left. But you need to remember horizontal shifts are actually the opposite direction of what you would think. Okay, so when it's in the parentheses, it's the opposite. So a plus is actually going to move your graph left, and a minus will move it right. So let's look what that see what that looks like on this graph. So the plus 3, okay, that I have in blue, we're going to use 3 again, goes to the left 3, each value. So here would be your graph of y equals the square root of x plus 3. And the plus 3 is in the function. It's under that square root. Okay, and in pink here I'm going to do the minus. Okay, and we're going to use 3. So minus actually moves your graph to the right. So that would be to the right 3. Okay, so it kind of looks like they're slightly overlapping. They eventually would. Now that would be y equals square root of x minus 3. I actually should have drawn this green one a little more accurate. I have it coming back down a little, and it does not. So if I drew it, because it continues to increase slightly, it wouldn't actually overlap that like it looks. Okay, so those are your translations and reflections. Hopefully that's just a bit of a review and you remember those. This is just a quick reminder. Some of you may have seen this before. Reflect means to flip. You have that FL in the both words, and translate means to slide. You have the SL. Okay, so that's just helpful for some people who get them mixed up. And that's it.